You're watching PEGRI TV, Rhode Island's public access channel.
Salam. My name is Sheikh Abu Hakim Abdullah, present chairman of Al-Masjid Sharia Allah, AMSA, a non-profit religious organization operating in the state of Rhode Island, USA. Well, I'm still running the Dawah program, as you can see. Alhamdulillah, I'm still alive in this world. I'm going to keep talking to you about backtracking, stopping in your tracks. When you're lost in the forest, and you keep coming to the same spot, the first thing you must do is stop. Literally stop and stand still. Don't try to go no further. And look around. And then try to find north, south, east, and west. Try to find your high tree that you can climb up on and maybe look over the trees into the distance. But you must stop. You can't keep going on and on and on till you get tired, fall out, and pass out, and wind up dead. So that's what I'm asking you to do. Stop. I'm asking you to literally stop in your tracks and say, am I going to keep doing this? What am I going to do? Am I going to keep lying to myself and brainwashing myself? Or am I going to recognize that I'm not doing what Allah has put me here to do? Or accept me into the Ummah? Accept me into the Ummah. And the first thing you must do, if you on one side of the street and there's a mosque on the other side of the street, is to walk across the street, or y'all walk into the middle of the street and shake hands and hug each other. And recognize that you're supposed to be underneath one ummah. Not 50 different ones, one ummah. Because that's what Allah said. This ummah is one ummah, one brotherhood. Then you got to start rebuilding, reorganizing yourselves. Like I said, you must start reorganizing yourselves. Like I said before, it's not the Islam that is disorganized. It is you and I and other people, all of us are disorganized. And we must begin to organize ourselves. You cannot achieve anything unless you have a complete, bona fide organization that you're underneath or within. Now, we have a bona fide, beautiful way of life, which is our organization, which is our religious body. That has no holes in it. Yes, there are people who don't like the stuff that we believe in. A lot of it they don't like we believe in. But that's not the main problem with them. The main problem with the disbeliever or the unbeliever in Islam and in God and in the works that he had put down on this earth, it's not that we have some hard things to them in our real life. But they're fighting for their very survival against us. We're not trying to do anything to them, but they know what we have. They recognize what we're about. Those that are walking around talking about read evil and read this and read that, they don't know what they're talking about. Half of that came about through the newspapers, through the slick congressmen, through the slick politicians, through the judges and the kings and the police, the newspaper people. They put that in their heads. We represent a way of life that they know is stronger than what they stand in themselves. And that they are standing on a weak foundation that was put together and taken from Judaism. This is why we say the Jews and the Christians argue with each other about certain things. And it all came from the same thing, Judaism. And this is what they don't want, to have to be beaten down. You know, there's a saying that, maybe here's a saying that you might recognize. There's a saying that you might recognize. People that build their homes, their houses, on sand is going to fall. People that build their houses on a solid foundation, on brick and rock, is going to survive. House is going to remain. And that's what Christianity is built on. I'm not kicking down Jesus Christ or Lot or John the Baptist or Moses. I'm kicking down what has twisted their way of life up into what it is today. I'm taking down the writings that they put out as if Jesus Christ was there when they wrote it. Salaam alaikum. It came out years after Jesus Christ was gone. Christianity was put together by Paul. That's what put Christianity together. And he wasn't even there. He came after Jesus Christ went into paradise or wherever. I don't want to get into that. I'm just talking about what we can prove and what we got evidence of today. Years ago, they showed things and told stories about how Paul went to Matthew, and paid silver to him for the right to use Judaism in Rome. in not Rome at that time, but in Rome, but Rome not as a religious spot, but Rome as a capital, Italy. And he gave him that right to use it. But he thought he was going to build Judaism. But Paul had other ideas. And for 13 years, he went around the world, might be a little longer than that. He went around different places, picking up different things that can be put into Christianity. And he put those things into Christianity. The bowing down, the laying on the floor with the sign of the cross, the nuns, which is the holy women, the paganism. All that stuff was put into that Christianity. And then he introduced it into the people of Rome. That's when he introduced it to the people of Rome. When Jesus was on the cross, Salam Alaikum, he didn't represent Christianity. He didn't die for the people. If he died on the cross at all. But they were sacrificing him because he was a danger to everybody. He was reviving Moses' teachings. That's what he was working on. The teachings of Moses. The Hebrew teachings. And they had to get rid of him. So the rabbis and all of them set him up. And they tried to set up the Romans with it. And the Romans tried to give Jesus, Salam Alaikum, a way out. But he didn't take it. Not as we know it. So I just want you to hear that. I'm getting completely fed up with people trying to put us down. And a lot of us are letting them do it. Because we want freedom. We want the freedom to be able to use free will the way we want to use it. And we're not saying anything in defense of ourselves, in defense of the way of life. Not really. You got one or two brothers here, a brother here and a brother there, trying to speak up against what is being done to us by the Christian world. You got the Christian world running a smoke screen. One of the programs that I have on the net is called Smoke Screen. One of the DVDs is Smoke Screen. They coming at us like when they fighting wars they put the the fast ships had smokestacks that would bring smoke along the water, on the water, and they put the smoke down in order to come closer to us, and not be able to be hit or seen through the smoke. That's a smoke screen. Or when the armies get ready to charge and they turn around and lay down a field of smoke. But they're big guns. That's what they're hitting us with. They keep saying they're not fighting Islam. But they keep trying to tell us that they don't want us to worship physically, except at prayer time, or except as the little fasts that we might be doing, or when we go to Hajj. And when we go to Hajj, the FBI and the CIA and everybody is right there with us. When we go to pray, the CIA and all of them are right in the mosque with us. They don't want Islam to be a physical way of life. They want Islam to be a spiritual way of life. That's what they want Islam to be. They are fighting for their very existence. And they do anything in the world to do that. Because they say all's fair in love and war. And they do anything in the world to do that. Anything. To win that. To keep us from fighting out, keep us from being physical Muslims. And we must do something about that. We must tell our people, as long as nobody strikes a Muslim or strikes a believer and kill a bunch of believers, we should not riot and go tearing down people's houses and burning up cars and breaking down stores and all that kind of stuff. And when a person talking about they're going to burn up the Quran, let them burn up the Quran. Let them burn the Quran. They shouldn't have it anyway. They should not have the Quran in their possession. Never supposed to let them get one, the Quran. I'm tired of seeing people turn around and treat us like we puppets and put us in position to be angry and make fools out of ourselves. We're not helping ourselves by letting them kill good people or people that have faith and try to help us. Because the law says out of the people of the Christianity, there's a lot of good people also. There's a lot of believers out there in Christianity that believe in one God, that don't accept statues and statues to pray to and all that kind of stuff. That don't accept the crosses in the church and all that. And we're supposed to recognize these people because we can. We can recognize these people. by their actions and their deeds and how they stand up for other people. And that's what we must do. I could feel the pain of that ambassador's family when they found him dead or found him just barely alive, and the other 3 people that was killed with him. Because what I heard about him, he was involved in trying to help the people there in Libya, trying to help the people of Libya, trying to help the people that was out there being shot and beat up and whatnot because they believed in what was right and wasn't involved in any fighting and stuff. There was people that know that these other people, that the service people was there, involved with them. And they should have got rid of that. But they didn't. And they should have stood up and when it started, the trouble started, they should have got up and circled the embassy. Thousands of them should have circled the embassy and said, hold it, whoa, wait. It wasn't even though the United States passed the thing with freedom of speech, it wasn't the ambassador that sent us that burned up the Quran. It wasn't the ambassador that made that move. It wasn't, none of these people in this place here made that movie. And we should protect them people. They're in our country. But that didn't happen. And I don't know what you're thinking about now, but that did not happen. It should have happened. Should have happened. Should have happened. I don't agree with everything that's going on in our so-called leadership. Islamic leadership. But I know that so-called leadership, there's only one leader. And that leader is Allah. And his words is the Quran and the Hadith, coming through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to be emulate. There's more to Islam than what you little minds are thinking. The big minds in Islam understand what's happening with that. Why they're not talking to you or telling you the truth, I don't know. But it's got to change soon. Or else we're going to destroy what we have. We got people hating us now because of what the terrorists are doing. And because of our quietness, our silence, during the time that during the time the terrorists is killing them and us too. They feel that we have to be a part of it. And the law tells you, don't be silent when somebody's tearing at your door. He gave us the right to defend ourselves. And the brothers and these people are reading in the Quran parts of things. They're taking it out, and they're taking something out, and they putting that to the people, and they hiding this. When Allah says to jihad, strive jihad against them, that jihad is a defense against what they do unto us. That's why we jihad. We don't jihad as aggressive people. We jihad as a pacifist, defensive people. That's why Allah said to fight against them, to strive against them, the way they strive against you, except with disbelief. You see? Except with disbelief. That's not being said openly out in the open. And I see very few brothers are mentioning this. I see a lot of people trying to get their own thing going on. I see people trying to become the representatives of Islam in the United States. And there's other people being quiet about it. So, I'm saying to you now to stand up for your deen, for your ummah, tell the stories of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam against these lies and stuff that's being put out against him. And let the people know what he really was like.
لا